Is it a cinematic sensation? Is it a masterpiece of animation? Or a terrible train wreck like Jambareeqi Jack? If a movie needs an exorcism, he'll smite the demon with criticism. If it deserves attention, he'll give it a heartfelt mention. A strawberry rating 1 to 5. Jambareeqi Reviews.
Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here. I'm all ready for Christmas today. I've got my festive jumper, I've put some tinsel up, I've got a warm blanket to keep me cozy, and I even have a mug of hot chocolate by my side. Unlike Kirk Cameron, I've actually put some hot chocolate in it as well. So, which Christmas movie am I going to be reviewing this year? Well, it's a movie that teams up Sony Animation with Aardman. For Christmas. In this film's universe, the job of Santa Claus is passed down from generation to generation. Currently, a very old man called Malcolm serves as Santa, but we can tell that he's at an age where he should be retiring. One of his sons, Steve, heads the technologically advanced Mission Control, where he directs Santa's deliveries, which are done on a spaceship now instead of a sleigh. But it's clear that Steve wishes to be promoted to being the next Santa. Santa's other son, Arthur, is in charge of responding to letters. He's just happy to help and is very excited for Christmas. On Christmas night, Steve is alerted to news that a present was missed, which really upsets Arthur, but Steve convinces Santa to forget about it. When Santa's father, Grand Santa, discovers this news, he convinces Arthur to join him on a quest to deliver the missing gift, using the old magical sleigh S1. It also turns out that a little elf called Bryony has snuck on board too, eager to keep the present perfectly wrapped on arrival. Can these three deliver the present on time, or will they be too late? There's plenty to love about this wonderful, wholesome movie. It has so much to it. Where do I start? I'm so excited. Let's first perhaps discuss the adventure element. The journey that Arthur, Grand Santa and Bryony take is action-packed, thrilling and expansive. They travel to a number of varied countries with different climates, making the overall adventure feel satisfyingly explorative. We never know where our heroes will end up next, or how they will ever reach England. It's all very exciting. To add more tension to their trip, global authorities end up mistaking the sleigh for a UFO, causing worldwide panic. Meaning that not only do our heroes have to rely on a rusty old vehicle for transport, but they could also be shot down by missiles at any moment. This really amps up the thrills, making the quest all the more nail-biting to watch. But this is also a film with many emotional layers and themes, complex sentiments that explore the human condition. It touches on the relatable feeling of uselessness, as every character is wanting to contribute to the Santa legacy in some way, because without an input, they regard themselves as inadequate. In particular, the movie taps into the theme of mortality and asks its characters to question their identity once retirement becomes a possibility. This is something that the elderly can really resonate with when watching the film, especially if they are afraid of retirement and need comfort in knowing that it's okay to finally take some rest. It's not exactly common for animated movies to speak directly to senior citizens, because they are rarely a target audience when it comes to this industry, so kudos to Aardman for branching out their demographic for this film. In addition, the film examines the importance of keeping the spirit of tradition alive, how a piece of folklore can mean so much to young children, inspiring them to embrace the magic of their imagination. Being Santa shouldn't be about keeping personal dignity or boosting ego. It's a big responsibility, and our characters have to remember that, especially the ones bickering over who should fill the boots of Saint Nick. Another running motif in the movie is the argument of magic versus technology. Grand Santa wants to keep the charm of his old-fashioned fantasy alive, while Steve insists that his gadgets and computers are the way forward. The movie never actually sides with a method, measuring the pros and cons of both. It celebrates that technology gives Santa's missions a huge advantage, but also shows that it overformalizes what's supposed to be a fantastical miracle, while magic is seen as wonderfully whimsical, something that keeps in spirit with Santa's origins, but is also a dated approach that may be no longer entirely useful, and its abstract nature can't be organized properly. I like that the film finds a compromise for this debate, combining the necessity of one and the spirit of the other. It's quite clever and fair. I'm going to give 5 points to the content. Arthur is honestly one of the most lovable animated heroes I've ever seen. He's just a humble man who enthusiastically loves Christmas. He doesn't care about praise or accolades, he just wants to be part of helping Christmas in some way, and that makes him such a beautiful person. He's the angelic innocence of the story, the only descendant who still believes in the true spirit of the season. It's up to him to remind everyone what Christmas is really all about. Yes, he could be clumsy, worrisome and naive, but his passion for Christmas and kindness towards children make him a character that's strong at heart, and maybe even the most ideal person to take over his father. He has no bitterness either. He respects the old-fashioned charms of magic, but also appreciates what Steve's technology can do for missions, making him a great middleman in his family's debate because he loves both sides of the coin. Even when he has doubts about his father's loyalty to the Santa persona, it doesn't take long for him to perk back up. He just needs to read Gwen's letter one more time, and boom, he's back on the holly jolly train again. His passion for Christmas is that powerful. Grand Santa is very much stuck in the past, in love with his own memories, stubborn to accept Steve's technology, and he'll do anything to prove that his way is the right way. So much so that he seems to have forgotten the essence of Santa's true responsibility. Grand Santa must accept that while his magic sleigh has its charms, it may not be suitable for missions anymore, especially when the world is changing. He can also be very funny too. His eccentric personality and brutal honesty make for some of the film's most hilarious moments. Santa is a tired old man, possibly even senile, but he refuses to retire, scared that he'll lose his sense of self-worth if he stops being Santa. There's an element of sympathetic tragedy to his character. You can tell that he wants to pass the baton over to his son, but his insecurities make him too attached to the job. Again, this is something that many elderly audience members can connect with, that dread over ending a career that defined you. However, it's Arthur's true spirit of Christmas that makes him realise that he has a chance to let the youth of his family carry on what he's too tired to do anymore. Steve is a very formal and organised man. He treats Christmas more like a serious business performance, forgetting the weight that Santa's legacy carries. Advanced technology might make Santa's delivery slicker and tighter, but this is supposed to be a miracle, a fantastical act of generosity. Steve must learn that being Santa isn't simply a promotion opportunity, it's a responsibility that keeps a beloved legend alive, and makes Christmas morning special for kids all over the world. Mrs. Santa is a sweet lady who cares dearly for everyone around her. We all know this woman. She's my mum, she's your mum, she's everyone's mum. Mrs. Santa is a well-written maternal character that we can all immediately identify with. She's the backbone of the family and plays her part in keeping Christmas organised. She may be the wisest and strongest of the household, but she humbly doesn't mind not getting the credit she deserves, only stepping into action when learning that her loved ones are in trouble. She's the unsung hero of the Christmas season and a kind heart to boot. Brownie is a cute little elf with a knack for rapping. She could have ended up being a really annoying comic relief side character, but her enthusiasm and pride for present rapping make her downright endearing. Somehow too, Aardman manages to make her rapping skills completely badass, letting her use her talent to her advantage in the adventure's conflicts. Despite being the smallest one on the sleigh, she's actually the toughest and bravest hero of the three. I'm going to give 5 points to the characters. I love how the characters in this film have soft and innocent designs. This not only plays into the film's wholesomeness, but also helps us to empathise with these characters as they try to assure themselves, haunted by doubts. Even though the animation isn't Aardman's usual technique of stop motion, they still bring so much charm and tenderness to their characters. Just because they're using highly advanced softwares instead of clay puppets doesn't mean that anything has been lost. This is still Aardman through and through. Sophisticated emotions, comical gestures, and sincere expressions. It's all there. The simplest look on a character's face can say a million things about what they are thinking. That's true animation. That's Aardman. The character animation is so vivid and heartfelt that you'll end up wanting to cuddle all these characters. It's that sweetly done. I'm going to give 5 points to the animation. James McAvoy is super energetic as Arthur, but never to annoying levels. He brings a delightful enthusiasm to his voice that adds a sweet, gooey centre to Arthur.
I'm sorry! I'm really sorry, Steve. It's my Christmas slippers on the ice. They're from China. I found it.
What?
The letter, you know, the one I said, from Maria Costa. She asked for a pocket puppy, but she really wants the blue one because it looks like her auntie's dog Biffo that ran away. I remember because she sent a picture of Biffo, see?
Bill Nighy is hilariously quirky as Grand Santa, delivering his jokes with expert dryness.
Oh, I'm Santa. I'm delivering it.
Don't be silly, I'm Santa. Can't you see from this suit?
I am actually Santa, and I think it would be best.
I'm Santa.
You hand it over. I didn't, in fact. Technically. You said I could drive.
I'm Santa, you naughty boys. Here, have a bum-bum.
Jim Broadbent voices Santa, making his voice sound comfortingly tender to listen to.
This figurehead thingy. I'm not just a fatty with a suit, am I?
Of course not, dear.
No. I'm Santa. Children, rely on me. Oh,
Hugh Laurie is Steve. He uses his distinct posh accent to give a highbrow tone to Steve's voice, which really fits the formality of his character.
Buckle down, people.
Buckle down.
Peter,
Ready, sir?
sit rep on Special Forces. Where are they?
America, sir. White House, sir. Delivering to the President's children, sir.
Okay, team. Left out of the Oval Office, right at the Cabinet Room, second floor by the air vents.
You think of everything, sir.
Thank you, Peter. I'd love an espresso.
Coming right up.
Imelda Staunton, who is best known for playing Dolores Umbridge in the Harry Potter movies, provides the voice of Mrs. Santa. Her reading of her character is just so gentle and motherly. I love it.
Down, boy. Basket. Here you are, Grand Santa. I've made you a nice mince pie.
I can't eat that. It gets in my teeth.
Oh, dear. Now I've just got to visit the elf hospital, look over a treaty with Greenland and make the gravy. Then we'll finally have the whole family home for Christmas.
Ashley Jensen voices Bryony. She may be disguised under a squeaky filter, but it's her charismatic performance that drives the character.
I spotted the ribbon glinting in the shadows, sir. I am actually trained in rapping. And I said to myself, Bryony, the rapping looks okay. Thank goodness. But that present should not be lying in the...
Thank you, soldier.
I'm going to give 5 points to the voice acting. The music score for this movie, which was composed by Harry Gregson Williams, is very brass-heavy, using violins and trombones to capture the wonder of slave flight and enhance the tension of conflicts that our heroes face in other countries. It also uses gentle strings for more sentimental scenes, toning down the jolliness to let the emotions sink in. It's a terrifically superb score that's just as inspired as the film itself. It should go down as one of the best scores for a Christmas movie. It's that fantastically put together. The film also includes a cover of Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Justin Bieber for its end credits. While I'm no Justin Bieber fan and will admit that his vocals for the song are too whiny and warbly, the song itself does try to be suitable for the film's tone, going for a faithful rendition rather than attempting to be a hip-hop remix. It's funky, cheery, and has the spirit of Christmas running through it. Although, most of the charisma comes from the sampling of Jackson 5's classic song I Want You Back more than anything. I'm going to give 5 points to the music. Arthur Christmas is a wholesome and lovely movie that has something to offer to all the family. There's cute silly elves and a Christmassy atmosphere for kids, witty humour for adults, and relatable content for the elderly. So this Christmas, I highly suggest that you get the whole family together and watch Arthur Christmas. Arthur Christmas has gained 25 points, which translates to 5 festive strawberries out of 5. If you enjoyed Buddy's passion for Christmas and Elf, and the family antics of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, then you're going to love Arthur Christmas. I'd just like to point out that the graphics for this video were produced by Toongrin. If you'd like to request commissions from them, here's their website on screen. I've been Jambareeqi and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, then feel free to subscribe to my channel. Also, consider supporting my channel by making a monthly pledge to my Patreon in return for awesome rewards. Thank you. I'd just like to give shout outs to 2 new patrons, Mushroom Queen 20 and Michael Nally. Your pledges are the best Christmas presents I could ever get. Thank you. So, what am I going to be reviewing next on this show? Well, I decided that I would start 2019 off with a review of Over the Hedge. Cheerio and happy holidays, folks.